but Jamie Carragher,
Yeah, of course I
on
did, mate.
CBS, he's not been.
That's Gerard.
He's not been a happy bunny. And basically, the clip is obviously him reacting to all the goals. But the main thing that I found so interesting, it's the first time that I've seen Jamie Carragher publicly just go, sackable offence, get him out. Because when Konate obviously made the error for the third goal, he's watching it going, oh my God, Konate, oh my God, Konate, watch Konate here, oh my God. How's he even getting that off them? I mean, that's a sackable offence, the man.
You got to take it into the context. He's reacting live. He doesn't actually probably even know he's being filmed. Like,
Surely he does.
Well, he's on his phone, he's eating, like it's BTS stuff, isn't it? So I think when you say these things when you're on camera, if you actually ask him now, does he need to be sacked right now? Is it an actual sackable offence to sack Konate? He'd go, no, it was play on words. It's not to be taken so literally, I would say.
Do you not think that might be a
read between the lines a bit.
True reflection of how he feels, though? Because obviously,
Maybe.
obviously he's a broadcaster, he's got to have some sort of, obviously we all know this. You've got to maybe sometimes measure down or measure up the takes that you have in order to make sure that it's entertaining for on the camera.
Yeah.
But if that's him behind the scenes, behind the camera, he's clearly furious.
Yeah, but I guess there's a difference, isn't there? We all work in this space. We know when the camera's on. After you've maybe watched something that you're definitely not happy about, I'm just speaking from my experience anyway. This is just what I do. Like, I have my rant and stuff, in the ground, shout at the ref, shout at the players, shout at the manager, whatever it is. And then when I go to the camera, I try and break it down. Instead of shouting and swearing and losing my head, I try and break down what I've just seen and try and explain why something has or hasn't happened. And yeah, when you're in front of the camera, I'm sure if you asked him in a more purposeful way as a question, do you actually think he should be sacked for playing Konate? You'd say no, it was just in the moment kind of thing. But he might eventually lead to him fully saying slot out. It might. I don't think he's said it. I mean, Gary Neville's the same. They don't use their platforms on MNF or CBS or the overlap to call for a manager's head, even in the depths of Man United's periods. Neville has never gone on TV and said he wanted the manager out. When he's down the pub with his mates, it's a different story, isn't it? But on TV, with the relationship that he still has with the club, obviously Carragher still has a lot of access at Liverpool. It's just two different things. It's on camera and off camera.
So Carragher as well, obviously you talked about maybe saying, asking him the morning after and stuff. I believe he's released an article with Telegraph where he's saying not slot out, but he's saying it's getting close. It's getting close.
Yeah,
because the next 5 games you've got, it's West Ham away, Sunderland at home, Leeds away, Brighton at home, and Spurs away. And I was looking at this, so I was with John and I was with Clinton last night when we were reacting to all the goals, and I looked at that 5-game run and I thought minimum, if he doesn't hit 8 points here, then that it kind of almost has to be the end. So Carragher as well, obviously you talked about maybe saying asking him the morning after and stuff. I believe he's released an article with Telegraph where he's saying not slot out, but he's saying it's getting close. It's getting close.
Yeah,
because the next 5 games you've got, it's West Ham away, Sunderland at home, Leeds away, Brighton at home, and Spurs away. And I was looking at this, so I was with John and I was with Clinton last night when we were reacting to all the goals, and I looked at that 5-game run and I thought minimum, if he doesn't hit 8 points here, then that it kind of almost has to be the end. Because you look at the away game, the home games, you've got Brighton at home and Sunderland at home, not easy games, but you think kind of backing of the crowd, everything, you'd hope that obviously the fans at Anfield and the Kop end and everything will then get a team up for that. And then the away games, talk about a trio of away games that you'd want. West Ham away, Leeds away, and Spurs away. They are almost the perfect away games for someone like Arne Slot, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I said on Monday's show that my kind of threshold, if you want to call it that, is the 27th at home against Wolves. We've now played 2 games since that and lost them both. So there's 6 games left until that kind of threshold is met, if I'm honest. And I think I was saying it just on the Kop TV earlier. He has to win. If we won the next 5 in a row after that 5th game, and we go into the 6th game, I go, thank God that blip's over. Thank God we're out. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're out of the woods, kind of thing. So I'm looking at the table now. I mean, Sunderland, there's no guarantee that's a win. If we lose to PSV and Forest and Palace, then Sunderland have got their manager's extremely smart as well. He could sniff out any weaknesses. But I mean, look, West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Inter, Brighton, Tottenham, Wolves. That's the games I think. If things don't turn around, that would be the cut-off deadline. And then January the 1st, big home game against Leeds at Anfield, Fulham away, and then Arsenal away. So again, it's such a tough start to the year, but he has to win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got to win 5 out of the next 7.
That's a high bar.
Opinion. It is, but
that's a very high bar. I mean, is that at least to get back into Champions League?
It's not even a high bar. That's Liverpool's
bar. That's what we do.
That's the standard.
I guess, yeah. That's true.
Literally,
that's right,
we're disappointed with that. By the way, last season we win 7 in a row easily, easily. Villa, Madrid, City. We were winning games at a canter last year, and I think what has to happen for the West Ham game now is he has to make some changes. You have to be brave in this moment where your main men, your Salahs, your Van Dijks, your big money signings aren't playing, to the level that we need them to be. Be brave, pardon the pun, be bold, and drop bold. Salah. Put Chiesa. What is Chiesa at this stage? What do we have to lose? We've lost so many games now. Right, some new energy in, please. Joe Gomez at right back. I want to see Robertson back in. Alisson's back in. Flo Wirtz is maybe around for this game. I don't think Ekitike's injury was seriously. I want to see Rio. I'd love to see Chiesa. Yeah. I'd love to see Endo just to smash someone. Yeah. Because again, last night it was so soft.
What it is as well is like
he has to make changes.
The players, I'm not gonna say they look comfortable because they clearly don't look comfortable. But like these are players that previously, in the last 18 months, for example, have had nailed on guarantee. You're starting every single weekend. You're starting every Premier League game. Every Champions
and do you know who the key kind of highlighted player of that case? Konate. Yeah. Didn't get another centre back in the summer. i.e. Gahey. We got Leone, fair enough. The boys looks really good, but he's injured for the season. So where is the competition? Who is, pardon the pun, breathing up his arse at the minute? Who is? There's no competition. So if he makes a mistake, in his head, he's like, well, no one's going to replace me. I did a lineup prediction for the West Ham game. I want to put Joe Gomez at centre-back with Van Dijk, but there's no right-backs. So, Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai aren't right-backs. Bradley and Frimpong out injured. Put Joe Gomez at right-back, and you have to play Konate now. But I'm glad he got sub last night. It's 2 games in a row where it's like, even though there's no one on our bench to come on and replace you necessarily, mate, you're still coming off. Gravenberch can go back. We lose a bit of control in the midfield when he does drop into defence, and obviously we just chuck on 5 strikers and hope for the best. So there has to be big changes in the personnel, in the energy, the connection of these players. I mean, sometimes, in amongst all these losses, it would have been nice to look to the bench for a creative midfielder like Harvey Elliott. If I'm honest, get him back in January. We're actually a midfielder, centre-back and a creative player / winger short in this squad still. So they don't want to obviously play him, do they? He's played maybe 200 minutes in the season.
What's the clause?
Get him back.
Is it 5 games and it's
35 mil?
35 mil.
And he's played 2 or 3. Yeah. So they're going, don't really fancy him. And if we play him twice...
He's not in the squads, is he, either? No,
he's not even on the bench. And that's what they got to do, I think. Sometimes you do have to go back to the players that understand what it means when you're in a bit of a crisis.
Harvey's been there through the bad times.
It's nowhere near as much of a crisis as it was at Arsenal back in the day. But I remember when it was like, okay, it's a disaster. People clearly aren't trying. So Smith Rowe you're going to play, Saka you're going to play, because at least you know what it means and you'll fight. It's nowhere near as bad at Liverpool now as it was back then for Arsenal. But similar we saw last night, Curtis Jones knows what it means. Harvey Elliott will know what it means. So will Gomez. So maybe you just need to... Even Chiesa to an extent.
Even Chiesa. When he came on last night, bang, he's winning a free kick. He's having a shot on target. A little step over, move it to the side, shot, deflected, corner, giving it that. He did more in that 20-minute cameo than any of the strikers last night. Ekitike had a couple of chances in the first half. He looked quite lively around the box, letting some shots off. Isaac had one kind of near post saved. But Chiesa was the bright spark, so the logic would tell you...
Play Chiesa, start Chiesa.
So if he's the bright spark and he's doing things, play him. Yeah. The fella that isn't, just because his name is Mohamed Salah, and I know he's going to AFCON in 20 days, so we're not going to have him at our disposal anyway, but just for this game, what can we lose? Another game. Okay, well let's do it whilst playing some new players, or at least players like you say, Jack, like Curtis Jones last night. What he said... I liked it and I didn't like it.
Shall I just read that out
Go
just for anyone who might have missed it? So Curtis Jones told...
Can you do it in the accent? Sorry.
No, I can't. Irish broadcasters RTE said, "I don't have the answers. Honestly, I don't. I'm saying that to everybody. It's just unacceptable. I don't even have the want to wait. I don't even have to wait to think about it. I'm past being angry inside. I'm at the point now where I just don't have the words. It's hard because I'm playing for the team I support. I'm a fan. I've seen this club all my life. In a long, long time, I haven't experienced a Liverpool team going through a period, but this with results like this. But at the end of the day, we still have the badge on our chest, and until that badge is gone, we're always going to fight. We're always going to try and get this team back to where it needs to be, show everyone again what this club is like and why people call it the best team in the world. Right now, we're in the sugar honey iced tea, and it needs to change."
I mean, there's a bit more to it as well. That I think when I watched the full interview, and he was talking about how Anfield's always been a nightmare for people to come because they'll press like dogs, out of possession, they're horrible, the crowd's up, and then when they do get the ball back, they'll play some nice football and score a goal. And it's kind of like now no one's doing that. Like we try and play nice football, but it's like no one's smashing into anyone. He said that he needs to take responsibility for that as well, but when you go 2-1 down to PSV, just like go clamp someone, like get the crowd up, like press them for 10 minutes, get all over them, and then go and win it.
You know what? We did that in the first half.
Energy to the other 70,000
I
always
used to say as an Arsenal fan, when you go to Anfield, like please just don't annoy them.
Like,
if you
like
go,
Xhaka did.
If you go 1-0 up early,
really good point.
If you go 1-0 up early, you're in trouble because Liverpool have now got 80 minutes where they're a bit angry. If you wait too late, they'll have a 10-minute period, so you're in trouble because they're probably going to score. And if you anger them, you're in trouble because they're probably going to score.
Yeah.
So, like, there was always going to be 15 minutes in a Liverpool game at Anfield. You've just got to weather some sort of storm and hope you come out alive.
I mean, that wave never came in the Forest game. I think when they scored that pen, which we can talk about as well, it was laughable, but when they scored that, it didn't take us that long to get the equaliser, and actually we were peppering the goal, but to no avail apart from the actual goal that we did score, which was, an open goal basically. We didn't have to, obviously the shot on target, you deserve any kind of rebound that you can get, but we didn't create too much. And then, I like what Curtis has said in a way, because, I've met Curtis on a few occasions, and obviously he's a Scouser. Obviously his best interests are the team. Obviously he's extremely loyal to Liverpool. He's never spoken bad about the club, but I think last night, and Carragher said it as well, in football, there's a few things people can stop you doing. They can stop you scoring, they can stop you getting a corner, they can stop you getting a free kick. They can't stop you running. So for the Scouse lad to say it, I love it, because he's saying, I am a player, I'm a fan, I know what it means. And I'm like, okay, well, if you are that, which obviously he is, he's our only one, and we need as many Curtis Jones in our squad as we can, by the way, to keep the identity of the academy, his upbringing with Gerrard at the under-18s, what he's seen with Klopp and what he's done. He's a two-time Premier League winner, Curtis Jones. We need as many of them as we can in the squad. But for him as the Scouser to say, I don't know why it's not happening. We need to be dogs again. We need to scrap. You're the Scouser. Go and tell them. Obviously, McAllister, Gravenberch, these guys, they know what it means to play for Liverpool. They've won the league. They've seen what we can do when the fans are fully behind them. We've won games that we had no right to win. But as the Scouser in the team, it's like rattle your own lads and tell them, like, if you dare shy out of a challenge like Gakpo did the other day, should have been dropped for that alone, in my opinion. That's not what it's about. Remind them again. And that's why, back to basics, Joe Gomez, longest serving player. Just don't get injured, Joe, right? In training tomorrow, touchwood. Get him in, longest serving player for Liverpool. Get Chiesa in. He runs and no matter how bad the game is, he'll always run and he'll always try and force them into making mistakes. That's the absolute basics, which we weren't even doing in the last two games. So get him in. Rio is just so unpredictable. How do you man mark him? Especially when he's running in behind, or he's one-on-one. He can beat a player so easily. Who's the right back for West Ham?
Wan-Bissaka, right?
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka.
Who is a good one-on-one defender? That's a good battle, though.
Yeah.
Rio versus
Walker Peters.
Or Walker. If it's Walker Peters,
it'll be Wan-Bissaka.
Just like I said, what have we got to lose? Bring in a little Endo if you want a bit more of fight and passion and smashing into someone like Jack said. Just bring in a few lads who are actually going to go, do you know what? Drop the big names. I'll go and get this badge back where it needs to be, which is a win, and then try and put a little run together after that.